Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sweet Star Candle YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be making a Beetlejuice inspired mica powder candle. Before we get started with the tutorial, I just want to let you guys know my Halloween sale is still going on. I'll have it linked down below if you want to check it out. Now back to the tutorial. So for step one, I'm actually going to turn on my wax melter. If you got a Presto pot or anything like that, go ahead and get it turned on and started melting. Our next step is going to be getting our hurricane wax melting. This is going to be our green sludge that's around the inside of our candle. So I'm going to get my Presto pot, plug it in, and get that heated to about 250 degrees. And it should melt pretty quickly. While this is melting, I'm going to get my candle jar ready. I've already sprayed it with some isopropyl alcohol. So it's all clean and ready for our wick. So for today's candle, I'm going to be using the single ply 0.625 with wooden wicks from Makesy. I'll have these linked down below. I've also got an affiliate link down below if you guys shop at Makesy. But I'm going to try out this wick and just make sure whatever fragrance oil, if you want to make these for your business or to give to friends and family, make sure you do some testing before you give it to them. So here's the wick. So speaking of fragrance oil, today I'm going to try out Aztec Candle Supply Black Raspberry Vanilla Fragrance Oil. The fragrance oil last week I used in this video was absolutely perfect. I really enjoyed it. So if you want to check out the other one, I recommend it. I think the wick last week was a little bit overwicked, but just do your testing with whatever jar you use. You can really do this design on whatever size jar you want. Just make sure you're making them safely. So while I'm prepping my candle, I actually have a question for you guys. Have you guys seen the new Beetlejuice? Do you like it? Do you just like the old one? Let me know your thoughts down below. I've seen the old one, but I would like to go see the new one. I think it would be a perfect movie to go watch right around the end of October. So I forgot to record prepping my candle. So I'm just going to do it all over again just so you guys can see. So I took my wooden wick and my wick tab, placed it into my metal wick tab. Then I placed the sticker right on top. I put my wooden wick into the bottom of the wooden wick tab, or wooden wick placer, turned it over, went like this, and it was in there. But I have a link to the video from last week that is much more thorough than this. I don't know why I keep forgetting to record things, but for more of a clear explanation, you can go to this video. And then I place it into my aluminum foil. I am so sorry, you guys. So I'm going to pour just a little bit of wax into this pitcher. It should be plenty. So I just turned off my Presto pot and pour some wax into my pitcher. It's okay if it turns solid. I'm going to get some green. So for this candle, I want it to be a very, let's just say, boogery color sludge on the side. So I've got a yellow and blue candle dye from Nature's Gardens. These are really great candle dyes. They're very potent. So I'm going to add 2 drops yellow because I want it to be more of a nasty color. So add 2 drops of this and 1 drop blue, and this is going to make our green. I'm going to heat down the top of my wax and probably add some mica powder as well. I'm going to add probably 1/2 64 teaspoon. This is from Nature's Garden. It is the Diamond Dust mica powder. I have a link down below. And just 1/2 of a 1/64 teaspoon. So I've got my green wax all ready, and I'm going to take a pipette, basically just strip along the sides of the candle. So I covered it in green I think the hurricane wax worked pretty well because it was solidifying on the candle jar. I didn't heat gun like I normally do. So yeah, I think that looks really good. I think it will look really good with the stripes. So my next step is going to be measuring out 5 ounces of black wax and 5 ounces of white wax. So I've got my candle wax melted in my electric heater, and I'm going to kind of use my pitcher and then guide it down to my scale. So I'm going to get 5 ounces of wax. Make sure that this is zeroed out. And guide it right to the scale. So I'm going to add 1 drop black liquid candle dye. And 1 drop of red liquid candle dye. The reason I am adding the red is because it's going to make our black a deeper color and more like black and less like gray. I'm also going to add half of my 1 ounce bottle of fragrance oil. Make sure you measure this when you do this. So I'm going to need 0.5 ounces of this, since we have 5 ounces of wax, and you can actually keep your pitcher on your scale and then measure from here. And I'm going to mix this in. I'm actually going to add it to my electric hot plate because this is cooled down too much. While I've got this heating up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to add my mica powder. I'm going to add 1/2 of 1/64 teaspoon, and then to my other pitcher of white I'll add another 1/2 of 1/64 teaspoon. So a little bit will go a long way. While I'm looking at my wax, I'm actually going to add another drop of black because it looks like burgundy. So I'm going to add 1 more drop. So I took my wax off the heat and I'm going to let it cool to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And make sure your fragrance oil is mixed in. You'll probably know when it's mixed in when the wax is less cloudy looking and it looks more like a clear consistency. So my wax is about 170, and I'm going to pour about half of it into my candle jar. We'll add the other half after our next layer of white. My wax still looks burgundy, so we're going to see what happens. It might be burgundy and white and green candle instead of black and white. So we're going to see. I don't think I've ever made an actually black candle, so this is just kind of a test run. I'm going to try my best, but it might not be absolutely black. I think black is the trickiest color to get when you're making candles. I'm going to let this layer completely cool down and I will be right back. So I let my first layer sit overnight. It's pretty dark. It's like a really dark purple, almost black color. So that's pretty good. And now I'm going to do my white layer. So once again, I'm going to measure out 5 ounces of wax. I'm going to put my wax I just poured onto my electric hot plate. And before I put any fragrance oil in, I'm going to get my wax up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. While my wax is heating up, I'm going to add some more mica powder. I'm going to use 1/2 of a 1/64 teaspoon. And to this wax, we don't need to add any kind of color. We just want the base color of the wax, which is white. So my wax has reached 200 degrees. I'm going to take it off my heat. I'm going to add the remainder of my fragrance oil. And get that all mixed in. So now that my fragrance oil is mixed in, I'm going to let my wax cool to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So my wax has cooled and I am ready to pour. And I'm going to use about half of our white wax. I'm going to let this layer fully solidify and I'll be right back. So I've let my white layer completely solidify and I'm going to reheat my black wax. So I got my wax melted and I'm just going to pour the remaining black wax into the candle. I'm going to let this layer fully solidify and I'll be right back. Finally, for our final layer, I'm going to add my white wax back onto my electric hot plate. So my white wax is melted and cooled down to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit and I'm going to pour into my candle. I'm going to let this layer fully solidify and I'll be right back. So I let my final layer fully solidify. It's time to take it out. Oh my goodness. That looks really gross looking. I'm going to trim my wick. I like to do that, and then I will take this. It's really quick and easy. I'm going to hit the top of this with the heat gun to kind of get some of the green wax I have around the side to go into the white so it's a little bit more colorful on top. I'm going to let it solidify one more time and I will be right back. So here is our Beetlejuice candle. I think if I had to go back and change anything, I would do separate batches so these are all more evenly spread, but I think it looks pretty cool and pretty gnarly. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure to comment down below what you think of the new Beetlejuice movie or what you think of the old movie. And be sure to check out my website if you're interested in our Halloween sale. Thank you again for watching and I will see you guys next Thursday.